hip hop, hip hop, hip hop, hip
Bars is back.
hip hop,
Sam
hip
Ant.
hop,
Oh
hip
God.
hop,
What's
hip
up with you?
hop.
I done watched them niggas do interview after interview. They not culture
Comes to
vultures. The
East Coast
culture
listeners in
something
New York,
they've been into.
but around that time it was undeniable.
Yeah, well, I figured they just gave us a shot. Somebody rolled the dice. Like when I did Who That, I actually left Miami and went up to Atlanta for a little while. That's when I hooked up with Tony Mercedes and Dallas Austin, and then they had a situation with Priority. So my music was able to be on a national level, on a major label. But prior to that, when I was doing Poison Clan, it was all Luke Records. Luke was like the major independent for the South. You know, um, but the wave, I think, somebody had to kick the door in and open the door, and the rest of us could slide in.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I was part of that kick.
Right. That shit was jumping.
Can you talk about Uncle Luke? I guess they kind of list you sort of as his protege. Can you talk about, being side by side with him and just learning, and doing your own thing as well, but learning from what he had to put down?
Yeah, well, I did learn a lot from Luke about ownership and control of my works, my intellectual properties. Whether he taught me or I had to learn from some attorney and then tell him what I knew. You know what I'm saying? Because it was no real industry there. A lot of records that was put out that wasn't put out on Luke Records. Just dope boys in the street with money. And they go around, and the artists ain't got a clue of what they getting or supposed to get. But yeah, just traveling the world with Luke. You got to picture me, 18 years old. I'm in Japan. I'm in, Italy somewhere.
Yeah.
And that was pretty awesome for me. Fresh out of school, and then I'm on the road. Experiencing life.
Right. Were you around him? Were you around him during that time when he was fighting the Supreme Court? And how was that like?
That's just when we got signed. We was on the Band in USA tour. That's when the Poison Clan was the Baby Two Live crew.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, how was that time watching him go through that and watching just hip hop? Because right after that, hip hop kind of evolved and it stood on its own. It was like, no, we won't be denied. You can't deny us. How was that grind?
Hip hop then. Everything is hip hop now. But just being in it, I didn't have a clue of. Well, I knew it was historic, but I didn't know we was making history either at the time. Because I'm a young cat living in the moment. I'm not even thinking ahead. I wasn't playing chess. I was playing checkers. I was day for day, show for show. What's next? Versus planning. So, but and then it's easy to get sidetracked being a young fool out there and all them girls coming around, and hey, man, they want to be nasty as they want to be back then.
Right. Now, the Who That, the song there, you said it took you to a lot of different places. Other songs didn't. In particular, in New Orleans, I got to ask you, did you have problems in New Orleans with that, with the whole Saints thing and all that? And did that originate with you, or did it originate with the Saints, the Who That saying?
I never did have a problem with it. I didn't even know about the Saints saying Who That Nation until after I did the record. I thought they got it from me. Like, you heard my record and liked that shit and just made themselves that. But I don't know how that really worked, but it was never a problem. I always had love in New Orleans.
Word.
Talk about. Oh, go ahead. My fault.
That was it. I was saying I never had that problem. That never became an issue.
Okay. Talk about hip hop in general and the violence we see in hip hop. We've seen a lot of young brothers fall to hip hop, and we've seen violence just throughout our neighborhoods and throughout our lifetime since the beginning of time. But now it seems like they have more so of a target on their back than ever. Talk about the recent violence in hip hop and how you feel about it.
Yeah, with me, I think it's crazy because it's like they promoting that too. Like I tell my sons them, I say, y'all ain't gonna have nobody to speak for y'all. I say, all y'all spokesmen gonna be dead. I said, y'all don't tighten up. But then it's what they putting out there. It's the culture. Some old nigga who trying to stay hip, he getting the young guys to do his dirt instead of handling himself, trying to be a man. I guess he want to call himself a boss and running some shorties to do wrong, and it's a way of life. And then once upon a time, you got to think when the game was big. Can I say crackers, man? The crackers took the good game off the street. The crackers took the niggas off the street. So they just left all the young dudes to be wild with no guidance, no leadership. Like when I was coming up, when we were too young, niggas be like, y'all better get your ass off this block.
Yeah.
Or you could run this store and get something for a dude and make some money. But you couldn't hang around in the dope hole. You couldn't hang around you couldn't be there. But that was the old heads before us, and then when a lot of cats my age and a little bit older start getting swept off the street, like all of them coming home now. They done did they 20, 17s, 18s, but they coming home to what? Young niggas killing, and old nigga come in thinking, yeah, this still my block, he gonna get killed. Young niggas ain't playing. I don't know where all these extra guns come from. I don't know where all these extra killers come from, but that's all they hear in the music, And again, they ain't gonna have no spokespeople, man, in the future. They're gonna leave us to talk about this era. Yeah, all them young niggas, they was crazy. They got themselves killed.
Yeah, no doubt. I remember my brother who was living down in Florida for like a few years, and he came back listening to some different artists, because like I said, from the East Coast. And one was you, and one was Trick Daddy. And I was kind of hating on him a little bit. I'm like, who the hell is these motherfuckers? You know what I mean? But after, it grew on us. Can you talk about, your and Trick Daddy's relationship and what both of you guys mean to the South's hip hop scene?
Yeah, well, Trick is my brother, man. He been my dog since he first came out. Like, he came out with Luke on the record. I ain't really know him before records, but I knew his family. I knew his brothers who he was rapping about. All of them ran with me. We ran in the circle. But see, me, like, they'll never know the fights I fought for the South. It was a lot of going down where we had to prove ourselves, because again, ain't nobody want to hear that. Y'all want to hear the down South shit? Don't want to hear that. I was one of the dudes, Poison Clan, we came through, and after we left, it was like, okay, respect, we see you. They was able to hear it, but we didn't have no internet. We didn't have barely had any BT, any video play. We had to get out there. These goddamn dogs, man. Y'all hear these dogs in the background? Yeah, it's just what we had to do, I done lost my train of thought messing with these cats.
No, it's all good. Go ahead. He's gonna say something.
Yeah, well, just the fight, we had to do it, and that was part of that ban in USA with the government, that we had to go fight other regions of the country. When I say fight, they all mean just, fight, but you got to go prove yourself, because they already had an opinion before we even started,
Right.
So, we had to get out there and, show them what was working.
Can you talk about some of those hurdles that you had to cross over to kind of get that Miami sound out there and get the respect that you're talking about right now?
Yeah, well, I think it came to a point of consistency or hit records, because it got to a point everybody could rap. He rapped, or this style, this style, that. Okay, so be it. Now it's about hit records. Who gonna vibe trio? Who they playing in the streets, in the clubs. And the way we came at it, we was just, we was competing with everybody pretty much. It's a bar set. It was a level that you had to be on. I think.